I'm not trying to get on a soapbox here, but I think men are more like, oh, she's into me. Oh, she likes me. Me, happily married, I'm like, why are you touching me? Why are you rubbing my shoulders? This is News on a Tuesday, and today we have a lot of important things to discuss. It comes down to where your buying power is going, and also the chaos that involves a theme that we thought was dead but is alive, that isn't alive just yet for the wave 2 of it. And we're going to talk about that today because it's just kind of wonky. It's kind of weird, and there's a whole big thing behind it, but we'll dive into it. So the first thing I wanted to jump into was LEGO Ideas. If you are unfamiliar with LEGO Ideas, shame. I'm doing the finger wag at you, just so you know. LEGO Ideas has put out a bunch of cool sets. Sam Johnson, dude is amazing, in charge of the LEGO Ideas team, but man, there are so many cool sets that can come out every single time they review, and it's like they pick maybe 1 or 2 or 3, and the rest are like bleh, and they fall apart, and you're like, I want this, I want that, I want this. And we're at that point again. The next review period has 36 different options available to be chosen, and we need to talk about them. Look, LEGO Ideas is what it is. Some of you are like, it's crap. I want to get it out of here. It ain't no good. You, sir, ma'am, you're a bad human. I'm just telling you now, you're a bad human. This is some cool stuff. And the thing is, the deeper you get into the Ideas project, the better things become. And not things that pop out from LEGO after they go through and they run their fine-tooth comb or broad-tooth comb through things. There's some really cool stuff that has been created and hasn't been created in its own right. So let's run through a few of these projects here. Land Ahoy! It's essentially a tidal wave with an island and a ship. I like it. Definitely not my favorite. The Great Coral Reef looks so majestic, so many colors. I'm a color person. I'm like, I want this, and colors and textures. I just don't see them making this. I don't see enough appeal to it. The Hyrule Castle, 30th anniversary. Hate to tell y'all, it is probably going to be out. The Terrarium. Hello. It's essentially the pirate ship. A ship in a bottle, but with plants. I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry. The Avatar, The Last Airbender. Here's a ship. There's a flying thingamajig. I just don't see it. The Clockwork Solar System. Me being a science nerd, I'm like, yes, absolutely. Full on, full stop. This needs to happen. I love it. I think it looks amazing. This is going to fit with any space thing. They've done plenty of NASA stuff. Dude, this is going to fit amazingly. So I personally say, yeah, let's get it, bro. Fully done. Amazing. Awesome. The Dojo. Ninjago, Chinese New Year has this covered. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to make it. Hocus Pocus. Hello. The Sanderson Sisters Cottage. I would love to see this as an AFOL, as a kid in that time. I think it was 92, 93. Dude, yes. Full on. Let's go. Let's roll. Awesome. Amazing. If it doesn't happen, I'll be sad. But I hope they come back with another rendition for the next round, because this fits like with the fish store. This fits with that kind of stuff. That weird kind of Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh. It has its own eclectic following that follow this stuff to the ends of the earth and you're like, oh my God, why did this get made? Well, there's a bunch of people that were like, yes, 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 yes. I say yes. Naruto. I don't know anything about Naruto. It's your Reiku ramen shop, the 20th anniversary. I probably butchered that. I don't know anything about this, so I really can't have an opinion on it. I like it as a building. It does fit into the Ninjago, Chinese New Year type stuff. I like that. That works for me. The motorized Johnny 5. Dude, get out. There have been too many ideas of this. This is not going to work. I hate to say that because RJ Brick Builds, dude, I appreciate what you did here. It's just not going to work. It looks sharp. I just don't think it's going to get chosen. James Webb Space Telescope, that's out too. It's just not something appealing enough to the eye. The Lego emergency box. Here's one that I was like, I've hit an emergency box once in my lifetime with that stupid hammer that hangs there. And you're like, in case of emergency, break glass, blink. And you do. And you do what you need to. But there's something about this. I'm like, this is kind of cool and eclectic in its own way. But at the same time, I'm like, no, I'm kind of 50-50. I'm on the fence about it. The Lego Rubik's Cube. This works, by the way, from Puzz Lego. My kid, he's what, 12? Huge Rubik's Cube fan. Just click, spin. Me, I'm like, I quit. I'm done. Game over. Good night. And for him, he's all into it. And he's trying to find this and that. And the problem now is there are so many videos online where you can go and you can see like so-and-so did this and he turned it this way. And he came to me the one day and he was like, look, I solved it. I was like, BS, go back, try again. I like this. I think it's kind of neat. I have no idea how this is built, but man, this could be really cool. The Brooklyn Nine-Nine precinct. Can we please stop with the set stuff? Can we? Please. Seinfeld, yes. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, people are going to be like, but I'm a Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan. Okay, fine. Get out. Get out. The door's over there. Close it very sharply on your way out. The Steampunk Explorers. I like the idea of this. I don't think it's going to get made, but my God, if Lego Ideas Kuso was made in the early 2000s, this would have been done. It would have fit in with Adventurers and Monster Fighters and I probably another one. This would have been done. How about the Moomin House? I have no idea what the character is behind it. Dude, it's blue, it's red, and white. I'm out. Game over, good night. I have no idea what that means. The Castle Outpost. You people know by now that you're building castle stuff, and Lego's already doing it. It might be Creator 3-in-1 or something else. Why are you wasting your time? I understand you're castle fans, but my God. Designers are like, you know what? They love this stuff. How about we create our own thingy and we sell it to them for a huge markup? What this is, the Castle Outpost, is too bland. The coloring's not there. The functionality is not there. The characters are not there. It doesn't work. If you tied it to Classic Castle, one of the themes throughout the decades, it would work. People would be like, I'm a 90s Castle fan. Boom, done. I'm an 80s Castle fan. Boom, done. But just kind of generic stuff, it doesn't work. How about this? The Downtown Records. It's essentially a modular style building. Not big enough, not pretty enough. It ain't getting made. Sorry. The Orchid. That is already covered. I'm telling you right now, if you're making any plans right now, Lego has got you covered. So if you're making anything, I'm not saying don't try, but it's probably game over, good night. And this was probably something that was done on the back end of the releases. I just don't foresee this happening. The Soyuz rocket. It's neat. It's not detailed enough. It's not pretty enough. It doesn't have enough color. Sorry, it's not getting made. The Lego Ghibli, I think that's how you say it. Ghibli. I don't know what this is. You have some minifigs here. You have some different builds. I don't think this works. I just don't. The Baba Yaga. What? Like, saying that felt wrong. It's like a modified chicken in a house, stuck in a house with chicken legs sticking out below. This ain't getting done. It's too weird. The meeting point. It's basically a modular. You tie it in. It's pretty. It's nice. It has texture to it. There's architecture to it. They use the actual the roller coaster tracks here. The front end. Hello. Yes. More of this, please. Coloring. Yeah, coloring needs changed. I'm not the color Nazi here, but my God, coloring needs changed. Texturing needs changed. The Pirate Tavern. This to me feels like the fish shop. The outside texturing, the design of it feels like that. I think it could be something like that. Is it going to get made? Absolutely. It's going to get made. By Lego? I don't know. By other people? Absolutely. People are going to be like, oh my God, this is too amazing. Can't miss this. Because it is really neat. The Riverside Scholars. Is this like a version of Harry Potter, but like tiny? It is neat. It is pretty cool. I do like the coloring. Is it going to stand up? You do have minifigs that come with this. Is it going to stand up? Because there's a lot of good stuff here. Is it enough to go toe-to-toe with some of the coolest projects here? The Union Pacific Big Boy. If this doesn't get made, Lego has lost their ever-loving mind. The Lego Ideas team. Sam, dude, look. You have, and I'm not a train enthusiast, but there are bajillion train enthusiasts all over the world. Lego train enthusiasts. They're like, please give us a train. Please give us a train. Please, please, please. This will pacify them. This will pacify mock builders in a certain way. This will pacify city builders. This will do so much. The build is really cool, by the way. I spent a lot of time looking at this one. I'm like, that is neat. Oh my God, this is really, really cool. This is something that if you want day one off the shelf, because Sonic, let's be honest, Sonic isn't there. But if you want something day one off the shelf where people are coming in and buying multiple copies of this, this is it. Now, I don't know what price point this will go for, but yeah, it's there. Next one, the Magic Bookends. Sorry, it's just not going to work. I like it. It's not going to work. Asterix, the Gaul. Nope. Moving along. The Stargate. Now here's where you're going to be like, oh, interesting. I don't know what Stargate is. Full stop. I have no idea what Stargate is. But for me, what this can be and what this is, or what the price point can be behind it, I think is really neat. Plus, I happen to know the creator of it. But that aside, if I'm scrolling through, I'm saying, you know what? That is pretty cool. I could see that making it. I don't know anything about Stargate, but Cap Mutant, dude has been on a tear. And to be able to reach 10K, that's a big deal. He's done the, I can't remember, whatever Outpost in the past before. It didn't make it. There's an audience there. There's some tricky geometry, some physics there with the six-wheeled, I'm going to call it a robot, that is there in how it's attached. Dude, it's sensational. This is something to look at, not because I know it, but just because it is different. And I don't know anything about Stargate, but give me something outside the box a little bit. Give me not the norm. So the next one is the McDonald's franchise, 55 to 69, the 1900 era, right? Okay, it looks a little neat. 2 vehicles, a restaurant, city people are going to love it. I'm out. The 3 investigators. Here we go again. NLR. NLR, what was it, 2 years ago? And I interviewed them. The 3 investigators, the headquarters. This is superb, super neat looking, detailed. The problem becomes, is it enough to captivate the designers inside? Are the builders, are the designers, are they saying, you know what? We need this. This has to happen. We've got to have this. And I honestly don't know. I feel like, yes, it's there. And then part of me is like, well, it needs a lot of changes. So maybe it goes back to the drawing board. The NASA SR-71 Blackbird. It is super neat. It has a really cool history behind it. I don't like the size of it. I think it should be bigger. Moving along. The Gremlins. Again, bigger, larger scale. I think works better here. It's not a bad set. I think it is pretty neat. I don't think it's getting made. The Sheriff's Office. This is going to be something that goes to the Bricklink Designer Program, I feel, where it's that Western theme. It's not getting made by LEGO Ideas. It looks nice. It really, really does. I don't think there's enough detail. I don't think there's enough here to justify making it a LEGO set. So unfortunately, I think they're moving along. It's a Wonderful Life, or LEGO Life in this case, the 75th anniversary. It's neat. The holiday classic works. The building works. But you're talking about a small audience. I don't want what feels like 1930s. I don't want a bridge and a vehicle and then a building. I don't want that. The bridge means nothing to me. I don't think it's going to get made. I know that's sad to say. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's going to be something in the works. The Garden in the Greenhouse from Chris Calvin. This, being a gardener, I'm like, I love everything about this. But where do you put this? Do you put this in a city? Because this is a big set. This has a giant footprint. Not height, width, length. Where do you put it? You have a fence, you have greenhouses, you have things that are growing in your garden outside of the greenhouses. Where do you put it? I just don't think it has enough intricacies or desire or interest from the LEGO community. Now, granted, yes, it did get 10K. A lot of these got 10K. Well, they all got 10K. But I just don't see enough here for Sam and his team to be like, you know what? Let's do this. Because at day's end, they're looking at 2 things. Can we do it? And will it sell? Can they do it? Yes. Will it sell? I don't believe so. And you can go through with 2 points on every single set here. Can they do it? They can do every single one of these. Will it sell is the point. The point of contention is, will it sell? And you truthfully, honestly have to look at it and say, is it going to sell? I don't know. And I'm not hating on the artists. I think the artists have done amazing jobs with their stuff. It's just a matter of, is it going to sell? So the next thing I wanted to talk about. So LEGO has these IPs, Mario, Overwatch, Sega with, the LEGO Ideas stuff with Sonic. They have IPs. They have things that they're paying for. They have things that they have to go back. Harry Potter. Hello. Disney stuff. Hello. And they make the final call. Warner Brothers. I had talked with, a year and a half ago with Marcos Beza about the Harry Potter block there with the 4 buildings. I can't remember what it's called now. And there were things that they didn't do because Warner Brothers like, no, we don't want that in there. No, we don't want that in there. And that's the kind of stuff you have to deal with, which is crap in my opinion, but it is there. So Overwatch. Overwatch had a release probably about 2 years ago. Some people were like all over it. Other people were like, this is dumb. Why in the hell are we doing this? What is going on here? Well, Overwatch is back. Overwatch 2 sets are coming back. They're releasing February 1st, believe it or not, at least as of now. This episode is coming out on the 11th/12th, depending where you are. And Overwatch may or may not be available in the LEGO forum, and here's why. LEGO put out a statement. We are currently reviewing our partnership with Activision Blizzard, giving concerns about the progress being made to address continuing allegations regarding workplace culture, especially the treatment of female colleagues, and creating a diverse and inclusive environment. While we complete the review, we will pause the release of a LEGO Overwatch 2 product, which was due to go on sale February 1st. So, we see them February 1st. I'm optimistically, I'm going to say yes, you'll see it February 1. Will you see it? Maybe. And here's why. So I did a little digging. I'm like, Activision Blizzard, what? This is nothing amazing, special. If you know anything about Activision, they've created so many different video games and stuff like that. I mean, we're talking going back to like Call of Duty stuff. I mean, they are the basis in a video game realm. Blizzard attached. What did they do? And unfortunately, there were allegations filed in a court against Activision Blizzard in the state of California where female employees felt they were working in a quote-unquote frat culture. And to me, what that means is they were working in a very hostile environment. And you can call it everyone. You'd be like, Matt, you're an idiot. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're right. I only know what I'm given. I know what I'm given in press releases from LEGO. I know what I'm given in statements from the media that have been investigating this. Usually where there's smoke, there's fire. Not all the time, but usually. And here's my thing. LEGO has been very quick to be like, we're not going to do this. We're not going to be a part of it. Look at LEGO City. That is the most recent example. There were the fireworks factory, and LEGO was like, nope, we ain't releasing this. Where there was an issue with the name of the LEGO City cartoon, and some of its characters were more Italians, and they didn't release those sets because the Italians were bad guys. Italian American, true Italian, didn't matter. And they didn't release those sets. And then they came out and issued a public statement for those that they did release. My point is, LEGO doesn't take... They just don't look at this stuff and say, oh, it's not a big deal. They look through a microscopic lens. Like, down to the cellular level, LEGO is saying, what? What in the hell happened? What did you do? Full stop. LEGO is not messing around. And if you are a company that partners with them, Disney, Activision, any others out there, you better be ready because they hold high standards. And high standards is fine. That's absolutely fine. I have no problem with that. But if you're going to go into business with LEGO and partner with them, you better have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted because guess what? All this stuff surfaces. At some point, this is going to surface. Whether or not it is true or not, LEGO doesn't want any part of it. And I know it's going to bother the Overwatch community. They're like, that's stupid. That's silly. That's ridiculous. Some of you are going to say, bravo. And you're going to clap your hands. You're going to be like, yeah, let's get it done, bro. Regardless of what your opinion is, LEGO has said, whoa, let's back the train up. Let's wait a minute here. See what's going on. And with things being in the court system, I honestly would be surprised if these things, A, come out within the year or the next 6 months, or B, whether they come out at all. Because LEGO doesn't work with culture like that. Where if it's a hostile environment, a negative environment, a polluting environment, a company that has no sensibility to it, LEGO's out. Full stop, LEGO is out. I think that's kind of interesting. I think it's kind of important. And if you're a consumer, you should be like, you know what? I'm so mad that the Overwatch 2 sets didn't come out. But in the back of your mind, you should be like, you know what? I'm glad I'm putting my money towards a company that is like, you know what? I'm not going to stand for this. We will not fund this kind of crap, for lack of a better term. That's what it is. So Lego had mentioned that they're going to review their partnership. I don't know what that means. You don't know what that means. None of us know what that means. To me, if I'm reading between the lines, that means we're going to wait and see how the court cases play out. If it ends up bad against Activision, Lego's out. Lego's out. They're going to say, you know what? we have no business being in production with a company like this, tag teaming with a company that has had a judgment filed against them for multi-millions of dollars against what essentially is female harassment, sexual harassment. So look, I'm behind the plaintiffs in this. If you don't agree with me, I respect your opinion. Unfortunately, you and I are in different realms here. I am fully on for the process and to see what happens. And I am a male that is in a female-dominated industry. I'm one of a few. And I've gone through my moments of sexual harassment that includes verbal and physical. It happens. The question becomes, where are you in it? What do you do? How do you handle it? And I think, I'm not trying to get on a soapbox here, but I think men are more like, oh, she's into me. Oh, she likes me. Me, happily married, I'm like, why are you touching me? Why are you rubbing my shoulders? Why are you rubbing my cleanly shaven head? Why? It's weird, right? And I put all that into a bubble, into a bag, a plastic bag, and I'm like, okay, you know. But what I should be doing is saying, that isn't right. Please stop that. But the thing is, if it were female, if I were female doing that, and I were to say something, in many cases I'd be the bad person. And again, this is not meant to be sexist at all. Not at all. This is Lego. But there are those things that are out there in the world. And my shaven bald head gets rubbed on, or my shoulders get rubbed on. I'm just like, I kind of feel dirty, like, stop it. And I play it off as a joke, like, ha, ha, ha. But that other person doesn't know. And I'm in the boat of, I don't want that other person to lose their job. And that other person is older than me. And that other person is a superior to me. But I don't want to create a situation where I'm like, this is going to be awkward now. I pass you every day. This is going to be awkward. Anyway, that was a tangent. We're going to end this on a happy note because, look, you have plastic with you, hopefully at this point in time. If you found this podcast, you better have plastic bricks with you. Plastic plates, I don't really care. You better have some kind of Lego product in your house because if you don't, you are an absolute failure. And I'm going to say that full stop. You are a failure. Anyway, with that in mind, I want to give a giant shout out today to the Mionis. Huge, awesome people out there. When I say huge, I feel like Donald Trump saying that. That's not what I'm going for here. Keegan and Harper, you guys are awesome. And yeah, anyway, with that in mind, this is going to wrap up News on a Tues because it was definitely eventful today. And we'll talk to you guys next time. So until then, I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it.